Greetings, my fellow Necrophrygians, it's Datch. For some of you, it's the first time you hear my voice, and for those who've been on my channel for a long time already know about my voice from my previous Q&As. Briefly before I start this Q&A, I just want to apologize for the long wait for this video. I was very busy with school, home, stuff in real life, finishing tests, turning projects, and finally graduate from high school, which I'm very proud of. Anyway, let's get straight into the Q&A. I hope you all enjoy. Let's start with Zurul, Battlefront 2. His first question is, will you play Knights of the Old Republic? Play it, I will. Record it and making videos about it, I don't know. Might do it in the future, we shall see, because I want to make videos in the future with other games as well besides Star Wars Battlefront 2. His second question is, what's your favorite Battlefront 2 map or mod? Easily, Dev Side mod. It's by far my favorite mod for Star Wars Battlefront 2, which includes tons of different clone units, skins, such as the 1st Legion, Coyote Attack Battalion, Shock Troopers, 357th Star Corps, 21st Nova Corps, and not to mention the Great Mandalorian vs. Clones mode, with previous Landis Darksaber included in this mod as well. So that's my favorite mod for Star Wars Battlefront 2. His third and final question is, how old am I? Currently, by the time I'm recording this video, I'm 18. Thank you for your questions. Moving on to Imperial Shock Trooper TK317. The man who represents the Empire is asking, how does it feel to have 1000? Seriously, every single Q&A there's always someone asking this question. I feel great, however. Moving on to our next candidate, which is Big Chill. Oh, what an honor to have you here tonight. Anyway, his first question is, which country are you from? I'm from a cold country called Sweden. His second question is, have you ever been in Germany? Yes, indeed I have. Not once, but 3 times. I was there last year in Berlin with my family. We visited the Berlin Wall. I took some pictures, and here you can see some of the pictures I took from our trip. Yeah, sorry, I just had to add them in just for pure fun. Well, anyway, thank you so much for your questions. Big chill. Moving on to our next candidate, which is Ermagerd. My goodness, his first question is, have you ever played any of the Halo games or the Halo mod for Star Wars Battlefront 2? Well, I've done videos on the Halo Front mod, which is over 10 months old by now, and I can simply say that I'm a Halo fan myself. It's my second favorite franchise after Star Wars. I play all the Halo games, and 2 of my most favorite Halo games of all time is Halo Combat Evolved. It was the first Halo game I played when I was 8, back on my first Xbox, back in the days. Great times, I still love the game. My second favorite Halo game is Halo Reach. No words can describe what a masterpiece that game is. My favorite feature in the game was probably the option to customize your own Spartan. Heck yeah, even elites! My goodness, I can go on and on how much I like the game, but I should probably stay to the Q&A. Second question is, do you like Elder Scrolls or Fallout more? I haven't played any of those games yet, but I'm planning to do it in the future. Right now I guess I have more knowledge of Fallout, and I like to watch Fallout lore on my free time. Anyway, thank you for your question. Moving on to our second candidate, which is Alexander Röck, who's asking, have you played the Ultimate Pack? No, I haven't played it yet, but I'm planning on getting it, and I will play it in the future. I got it on my to-play list. His second question is, who's your favorite mod hero? My favorite mod hero is by far the Battles of the Clone Wars, Plo Koon. Sadly, we never got Plo Koon in the actual game. Plo Koon is one of my favorite Jedi, to be honest. But instead, we got Mr.
What about the drive attack on the Wookiee?
Yes, thank you for your question. Moving on to Cobra Commander. His first question is, what's your favorite horror movie? My favorite horror movie would be Scream from 1996. I remember when I first saw it as a kid, I wasn't scared of it, I enjoyed it and admired the villain, which was Ghostface. He studies victim, knowing their secrets and their names before killing them. It was fascinating. I liked it. He's a real professional, and is one of my favorite movie villains of all time. His second question is, who's your favorite G.I. Joe character? Besides me. Oh no, he already knows he's my favorite. Seriously, I love Cobra Commander. He's my all-time favorite character from this series. But accordingly I need to take someone else. Well, my favorite character, or second favorite, would be Snake Eyes, simply because he doesn't talk. He's pure badass and he looks awesome. I like him. Well, thank you for your questions, Supreme Leader Cobra Commander. Moving on to Adam Barajas. I think I pronounced his last name right. Anyway, his first question is, who's your favorite Star Wars character? Simply Darth Vader. It's my all-time favorite Star Wars character. Since I was a kid, since I grew up, I like Darth Vader a lot. His second question is, why do you only play Star Wars Battlefront 2? Well, simply because Star Wars Battlefront 2 is the heart of my channel, and I love the game. It's one of my all-time favorite games, and I will eventually play other games as well on my channel. I got that in mind, and I will. Thank you for your questions. Moving on to our second candidate, which is Commander Rex 328. His first question is, will you play Halo or Half-Life? Definitely Halo. His second question is, favorite clone or Sith? My favorite clone is CC4142, also known as Captain Locke. I love the Horn Company for some reasons. They appear in a small episode of the Clone Wars, but I don't really like them. They didn't get that much screen time. I wish they got more, but other than that, they look awesome. I know I said before that Darth Vader was my favorite Star Wars character, but it's not my favorite Sith. My favorite Sith is Darth Nihilus. Thank you for your question. Moving on to Ed Rocks, the Orc Boss. I already answered the first question, so I'll just move on to the second one. Will you buy a Slaanesh demon from me for the price of your sister's soul? Well, who do you think you are? Do you really think I will sell my sister's soul for that? That's because you're lucky. I have two of them, so you can choose which one you want. Thank you for the question. Moving on to Jagd. I have no idea if I even pronounced that right. Anyway, he's wondering, which is my favorite science fiction universe besides Star Wars? Oh, that's a tough question. I like many sci-fi franchises besides Star Wars, such as Halo, and I'm a big fan of the Alien franchise as well. I love the stories, the arcs, and the expanded universe material. They're so damn fascinating and interesting. I like to read them at night. Thank you for your question. Moving on to our next candidate, which is Pilot Hawk. Favorite Star Wars Battlefront 2 mod so far? Simple question once again. Dev side mod. Moving on to Commander Darkness and his question. Boba Fett or Jango Fett? Jango all the way. He will be and always will be my favorite bounty hunter from Star Wars. Thank you, Commander Darkness. Moving on to my favorite speed freak of all time, Blue Accelerate, and his question, which is your favorite weapon from Halo? My favorite weapon from Halo is the DMR from Halo Reach. His second question is, which is your favorite Covenant vehicle? My favorite Covenant vehicle is the Revenant from Halo Reach. Sadly, that only appeared in Halo Reach. I hope it will appear again in future Halo games. Anyway, thank you so much for your questions. Blue Accelerate. Moving on to Big Chill. I mean, Ultimate Big Chill! Seriously, where are these guys coming from? This is a multiple universe crossover, isn't it? Anyway, his first and only question is, why are you doing AMVs and tributes? Well, why not? Because I love making them, and I got tons of views by them. And my audience love it. It takes time and effort and even days to make these tributes and videos, to get right scenes and matching songs, but yeah, I love to make them. Thank you for the question, Ultimate Big Chill. Moving on to Mr. Massacre, who's asking, who's your favorite commander? My favorite commander is Cobra Commander, by any means. I know you want to know my favorite clone commander. It's Commander Wolf, the leader of the Wolf Pack. I like the Wolf Pack. His second question is, how did you discover Star Wars Battlefront 2? Well, I've been playing this game for 12 years and it feels like an eternity. I remember the first time I got the game. It was Christmas night 2006. I was 7 at the time. I got the game for my PS2 and this was the night that changed my life and brought me into the Battlefront universe we all love today. Thank you for the questions, Mr. Massacre. Moving on to Xenotromus Prizilla, hashtag 21068. He's wondering if Darth Vader can kill Godzilla. I'm pretty sure he can, somehow. However, he's a Sith. Nothing is impossible for a Sith. Moving on to our next candidate, which is TK1985. His question is, what do you think of Star Wars First Assault? To be honest, I think it looks like more of a COD game, other than a Star Wars game. Well, that's just my opinion. Thank you for your question, TK1985. Moving on to DCS Studio, who's asking, where do you get your fantastic scenes for your music videos? I mainly record them myself. His second question is, what do you think of Big Cheer from Ben 10 Omniverse? Well, you really want to know my opinion? This is my opinion.
Holy Jesus. What is that? What the fuck is that?
What? What the fuck?
I don't know what that thing is, or was, but that thing is not Big Chill. It's not my Big Chill. Anyway, let's move on to Gosh You, whose first question is, will you do a top 10 mod series? Yes, I'm planning on doing it, and I will do it in the future. His second question is, which is your favorite map? It will be Sun Ra Desert City by Jazzmaster. That map is amazing and a true masterpiece. I highly recommend that map. Anyway, thank you so much for your question. Moving on to Lord Scales. Oh, your highness, what an honor. Your first question is, which is your most darkest Disney movie you ever watched? That's a pretty interesting question. As I can remember, my most darkest Disney movie will be The Black Cauldron from 1985. I remember watching this when I was 6, and it terrified me a lot, that movie. The horror, the villain, but looking at it now, I love it. It's a great masterpiece. I think I'm digging the characteristic designs, everything, better than the now Disney movies are. Yeah, anyway, moving on to his second question, which is, who's your favorite villain from Marvels? By far, Carnage. I love his style, his look, and his crazy personality. He's my favorite. Thank you for the question, Lord Scales. Moving on to Pumpkin King music video. His question is, what's your top 5 favorite superheroes? Oh, my favorite superheroes will be, first place, Spider-Man. He's cool, funny, and I always liked him as a kid. He takes the first spot. My second favorite superhero will be Rorschach from Watchmen. I like him, I like his style, his personality, very good, like him. At third place will be Batman, because he's Batman. Who doesn't like Batman? Everybody likes Batman. At fourth place, I've chosen Raven from Teen Titans. The real Teen Titans, the actual Teen Titans, none of those new Teen Titan Go nonsense. She was the coolest of them all, that's what I believe, and I always liked her. And finally, we got Flash at 5th place. He's my second favorite speedster of the world. Y'all know who's my favorite one. Thank you for the questions, Mr. Pumpkin King music video. Moving on to Skeleton Yashi. His first question is, how do you get more subs? Easy, sexually clickbait. Star Wars Battlefront 2 style. Everybody will love it, trust me. His second question is, what's your favorite Nintendo game? By far, Super Smash Bros. I've had so many childish memories playing that game, still love it today. Thank you for the questions, Skeleton Yoshi. Moving on to my favorite gentleman, the E-Man. He's wondering what made me start YouTubing. Well, I started to watch YouTube back in 2008, and I always wanted to do something, some kind of videos, something to motivate me, but I didn't know what to do in the beginning. At first, I wanted to do Minecraft Let's Plays back in 2012, but that completely changed my mind once I started watching Star Wars Battlefront 2 YouTubers. They heavily inspired me, and I was, since a long time ago, already in love with that game. It is still one of my favorite Star Wars games and childhood games of all time. And watching their mod videos and Let's Plays quickly inspired me, and I wanted to do the same, which I am to do today. But yeah, thank you for a great question, my good friend. Moving on to Yupnub Studios Incorporations. I'm not joking, that's his actual name. Anyway, his question is, why the alien from Ben 10? Well, why not? Because I love him. He's my all-time favorite character. I feel so attached to him. But yeah, I love him so much. He's my Ice Stone. His second question is, favorite clone? My favorite clone will probably be Clone Commander Killer, due to his secret life story and his great Winter Soldier looking style. I like him, he's cool. Thank you for your questions. Moving on to our next candidate, which is my favorite prison guard of all time, Super Jail Soldier. His first question is, which Star Wars character do you hate most, Rose or Jar Jar? Ah, come on! What kind of question is that? The number one most hated character, in my opinion at least, will be Rose Tico. That Asian girl from The Last Jedi. Yeah, I said that. But yeah, even Jar Jar had a more meaning than her. She was not at all important at all for the story. Anyway, Rose takes the prize for the worst character in my opinion. But yeah, how bad can this second question be? Which was better, The Last Jedi or The Phantom Menace? The Phantom Menace was a complete masterpiece compared to The Last Jedi. But yeah, anyway, thank you for wasting enough time with you, Super Jail Soldier. Now moving on to a more positive person, Stormtrooper TK329. Hey, congrats, thank you so much, very much, I appreciate it. Thank you for your support. Now, first question is, which is your favorite clone battalion? Great question, I like the 442nd Siege Battalion most. A very mysterious and forgotten clone battalion with no screen time at all. Thank you for your question, Stormtrooper TK39. Moving on to the Pig Kingdom. His question is, do you like Corrupt Cronen better or Echo? I like both, but to be honest, I like Cronen more. He has a fascinating backstory, and besides, if Echo will ever face Cronen in one-on-one combat, I don't even think, I know Corrupt Cronen will win, because he's badass with his blades. But yeah, thank you for your question. Moving on to our second last candidate, which is Accelerate. His first question is, how did you come up with your channel name? Well, first of all, that's just not my channel name. It's the nickname I'm using in real life, on the internet, and overall all the games I play. I was 8 years old when I first started to experiment with different nicknames, and I used tons of different nicknames. But I think when I was 12, I discovered the name Datch when I was in my German class, which was called Deutsch, which means German in English. Our teacher, Hans Kugler, wrote Deutsch on the whiteboard, and the word Deutsch, I wrote it down on my notebook, and it interested me, it reminded me of myself, but I started to change the letters. I changed the E to an A and removed the U, and it became Datch instead. And it's the name I fell in love with. I like the name a lot, and I use it still to this day. I started to tell my friends, and they all started calling me Datch in school, and instead of David, which is my actual name. And but yeah, I like it name. I forgot to tell that to my teacher. I should thank him. Sorry, Hans. Anyway, his second question is, have you considered watching Ruby? No, I haven't watched Ruby, but I'm a fan of Rooster Teeth, which is the same creator for Ruby, such as Red vs. Blue, which is one of my favorite YouTube series of all time. Thank you for your questions. Accelerating, moving on to our final and last candidate for this row, which is the Blue Snake. His question is, which is your favorite Sith? Everyone asking! Well, here it is, Darth Nihilus, the Lord of Hunger, my favorite Sith of all time. Love him in KOTOR, love his style. I got his mask on my wall, which I will show in my future room review video. But yeah, he's my favorite Sith. Thank you so much for your question. Thank you all so much for joining and leaving some great questions for me to answer. And I just want to say, yeah, thank you all so much for 1,000. It's surprisingly shocking for me, and I can't thank you all so much enough. I'm very grateful, and I'm so happy for it. Reading your comments every morning means a lot for me, and I can't express myself better. But yeah, thank you all so much. You all mean a lot for me. You're all special, but yeah, thank you once again. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for being here on my channel. Yeah, this has been Datch, out.